So, do I need to go and have a conversation with my doctor? Like, I don't feel any reason to panic. No, you don't need to panic, but here's how you'll know if you need to go and have a conversation with your doctor. The number one thing is, are my periods painful? An unhealthy BMI in either direction, up or down? Has my partner or I ever had a history of STDs? If you can answer to one of those questions, just one, that qualifies for a visit to your doctor, despite how long you've been trying. Big surprise, periods shouldn't be painful. Here's another huge reason to go see your doctor about your reproductive health. If you are, I would say at least 35 or older, and you still want to have children and you don't know the status of where you're at, I would strongly suggest that you go immediately and have a conversation and get some very minor tests done, blood work and ultrasound, just to see where you're at, especially at 35 and older. Yes, that's young, but here's a fact that maybe you didn't know. Probably didn't. I'm just gonna put myself out there. I had no idea until it was too late, right? A woman is going to be born with all the eggs that she will ever have in her lifetime. When you're born, you have all that, it's just one bucket, okay? One pail of eggs. It doesn't regenerate. You don't get a new batch every month. You lose every month. That is what a cycle is. You ovulate, you expel when it's not fertilized, okay? Every month for years and years and years until menopause, your eggs are coming out of that batch from when you're born. So imagine how many eggs you might have by age 35, 40, when you're ready to have a child. Imagine how many eggs that you might have in that time. We don't know. You got to go get checked out, okay? They told me that they found the 3 follicles the same as last year. I just have these 3 follicles that just keep showing up. They found those 2 on my right side, 1 on my left side. The 2 on my right were extremely small. The 1 on the left was already kind of large. So I'm like, okay, that's probably the one that they're going to go after. Sure enough, they switched me over from a mini IVF cycle to a natural IVF cycle, which is great for me because I'm already raging full of my own hormones. I don't need any more medication to help me in that department. It keeps being proven that I don't need that. And that's great for me because it's saving me thousands of dollars. And they're just going to go like slow and steady, one at a time with this 1 follicle and let it do its thing. That was just 3 or 4 days ago. Now that I'm back, got my second checkup, that 1 follicle is at 17 millimeters. Saturday it was 9 millimeters. So that's huge. Like, this is the biggest follicle that I've ever had. Even last year, after taking all of the drugs, they didn't get this big. It didn't get this big. So the fact that my body is doing it on its own, this one little guy. So hear me out. I'm to a place emotionally, mentally, mostly emotionally, to where I can accept the ideas of donor egg a little bit deeper. So what if... Here's some statistics to light a fire under your butt in case you need some more convincing to go get checked out. At birth, a female... Let's do that again. A woman has approximately 2 million eggs. 2 million. We're good, right? Sounds good. By the time you reach adolescence, that has dwindled down to 400,000. It's a huge jump, okay? By the time you are 37, that drops to 25,000. At 51, you have about 1,000 immature infertile eggs, and that's due to by this age, the average shows that you might be in menopause. So there's always a reserve, a store. The egg quantity decreases as well as the egg quality as you get older. So even though you might have a reserve of 1,000 immature eggs, the quality of those, they're going to be a little tricky, a lot tricky. But isn't that crazy? Birth, 2 million, adolescence, so your teenage, most fertile years, that drops to 400,000. By the time you're a young 37, you've only got 25,000. These are just average numbers. People that are suffering from infertility, their numbers are going to fluctuate because infertility is actually a result of other health conditions. Did you know that? But yeah, it's just crazy. The numbers, it's just not even fair, right? Like, I get that this is something that was going to happen anyways. I know that every woman goes through something similar. The changes and unfair that it's happening so soon. Like, it's happening too soon, and I didn't even really have a chance to like figure out what was going on before I could do something about it. I'm doing everything that I can to fix it and to like have my chance, and it's just not. And I know that I should be grateful for having the one egg retrieved and on ice, but that's one cell. Periods are tricky, and if you're not careful and you don't understand them, they can really run amok in your life. I don't know what that means, not a real period. Like, does my body know that? And so be sure to wear your orange this week in support of National Infertility Awareness Week.